Ursa's Ice Field entrance. Right. Kaczynski Scientific Investigation Supply Depot.
You finally here.
BP, please enter passphrase.
A meklubemchen Billy Bro versus Kadistasels, Horatio.
Rhine Lab. Serial number Krivliv. Strange tone my manin. Ma. Aghela. Welcome to the Right Kaczynski Scientific Investigation Supply Depot.
Fishes out notebook audio system in Ursus WK station is slightly damaged. Maintenance unnecessary for now. That should do. Professor Mary's team probably took enough supplies for, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 20 people? 20 people's worth of supplies for a team of 15. Fishes out notebook, only 5% of supplies remaining. Enough for 10 people excluding my cis-lev workers restocking. Now what else, sir? Shows no signs of damage. Energy. No recharge needed. Life support equipment. Still good. Temperature's alright. First aid kits appear to be unused. Doors and windows show no sign of external damage. And finally, operate supply depot equipment. Yep, that's the route. Confirm signals returning from outposts along the route. The routine reports along the way suggest they didn't run into any trouble.
2 months ago. Columbia. Triman's Rhine Lab headquarters. Scientific Investigation Section.
Alright, I'll prepare to depart then. Anything else you need me for?
That should be all. Quietly, there's one last thing, but you can't tell anyone.
Huh? Sure, I can keep a secret.
Glances around. Quietly, Director Merriam's team went missing in the ice field.
Huh? What happened to Professor Mariel? No.
Quietly, keep it down.
FML.
Quietly, anyway. That's the gist of it. Quietly, so your top priority on this trip is to find and rescue the Director's team. Quietly, the Exploration Society's already organizing their own search and rescue. But I'm sure you know how inefficient they always are. Quietly, so. You're the only one they can count on.
Quietly got it. Operate supply depot equipment. The other outposts seem normal, which means they're still together. Huh? A signal from a Colombian outpost. Operate supply depot equipment. Picks up receiver.
This is beyond base. We're under need coordinates.
A signal sent by Professor Mary himself, which means he should still be there. But it would take some time for the signal to travel all the way here. That's our own cheeks. First things first, Magdalene. Press his console button.
Beep, beep, beep.
For flight, Magdalene.
Identity verified. How may I help you?
Give me both the outgoing and incoming signal logs from Columbia in the last 3 or so months, thanks.
Beginning encrypted callbacks to messenger outpost.
Switches, Consolaffa. Ursus uses the base station established by the Exploration Society too, so that'll be convenient for applying for an ice field entry permit. I can go as soon as the messenger from Ursus gets here to confirm the documents. I'm on my way, Professor, so stay out of any serious trouble. That was fast. Please give me a moment. I'll be right there. Hi there.
Miss Ventum Magdalene.
Is this Mr. Ivan?
Yes. On business as usual.
One sec, I'll open the door for you. Hello, Mr. Ivan. Would you like to take a rest inside?
You know the rules, Miss Magdalene. If I take even half a step forward, we'll never hear the end of it from the Colombians.
It's just us here. Who's gonna know?
Your little machine is already keeping a close eye on us.
Between you and me, the systems here aren't as smart as you'd think.
Still, better to be safe than sorry when dealing with the Colombians. Not that I don't trust you, of course, but allow me to decline your kind invitation out of an abundance of caution. Now then, if you could show me your documents.
Phew, that should be all of them.
Entry permit, expedition permit, expedition route confirmation, cartography commission. Very good, Miss Magdalene. Everything seems to be in order.
Phew?
That said, I have some unfortunate news for you. All Icefield expedition permits this year have been cancelled.
But the documents should all be...
I doubt this is the first time you've experienced this, so please try to understand our situation.
I have to go. It's surgeon. Could you please manage some kind of workaround?
It's not impossible, if you can tell me why.
Really?
Really.
So the thing is, we have a missing team out there and I need to find them, or at least confirm their situation. They're There are lives at stake here, so whatever conditions there are, I'll agree to them after I find them.
Then you should have reported this through official channels and waited for an Ursus rescue team. Why set out on your own?
I understand, I really do. But an official rescue team needs time to prepare, right? I'm an explorer to own pretty familiar with the ice field if I do say so myself, and finding them even a day earlier will make the follow-up rescue that much simpler. Also,
I understand. Then do you mind sharing the missing group's last known coordinates?
huh? Okay, just give me a moment. They should be around here.
Thank you. Ursan dialect I've obtained the Colombians' coordinates. Based on them, they likely have something to do with what's happening in the north.
Ursan dialect, very good.
Ursan dialect, what do we do with the girl?
Ursan dialect, she's supposedly a veteran explorer from Colombia. But her importance to the country is unclear. Keep an eye on her and await further instructions.
Ursan dialect, understood.
Mr. Iva.
I just confirmed with my colleagues. My apologies, Miss Magdalene. But we still can't let you head any further north. The front is under military control, so it's out of my hands.
Then,
But to make up for it, I can accompany you anywhere within Ursus territory. My status as an Ursus official should simplify things for you.
let me think that. All right, Sammy. No one would block me if I entered the ice field through Sammy, right?
In theory, yes. However,
Then let's go to Sammy first. I'm all ready, Mr. Ivan. Please take me there now.
Ursan dialect, she wants to enter the ice field through Sammy. Do you have enough time to run a background check?
Ursan dialect, just do what she wants. Investigating a Colombian with a public identity won't take long. Ursan dialect, when you reach the border, the guards will send someone to take over your job.
Ursan dialect, Roger.
Ursan dialect, be careful not to let the witch spot you.
Ursan dialect, understood. As you wish, Miss Magdalene.
Captain, a moment, please. You have a question, soldier. Yes, Captain. Regarding our mission. You have concerns about the military's arrangements. No, sir. I wouldn't dare. I was only thinking about how we treat the Sami. You pity those creatures. Yes, Captain. I think Xian Kaishitin. Wait. What did you just say? I can understand your sympathy. Let me ask you a question, though, soldier. As I recall, you're the son of a farmer. Yes, Captain. Then on your family's land, you must breed burdenabists. You use them to pull your carts, and otherwise create value as your father demands. Do you think those burdenabists would have done any of that on their own, without your father to tame them? Of course not, Captain. So what makes you think the Sami would? But, Captain, after the Ursus people overthrew the Hippogriff's rule, they spent a millennium transforming the land into what Ursus needed it to be. And yet Sami remains a desolate woodland. The Sami have contributed nothing to civilization. I believe that with proper guidance, they will eventually come to understand the painstaking effort Ursus has made here. We've brought them the fire of civilization, so they should be shedding tears of gratitude. Yet their response, well, I believe it goes without saying. Yes, Captain. They understand only strength, and more civilized means of persuasion fall on deaf ears. As such, violence is a necessary evil. But when their descendants are living in sturdy homes and enjoying the products of Ursus culture, then they'll understand. Understood, Captain. A group of Sami sighted ahead, engaged in combat with the demons. Get information, and have the caster team ready their arts. Yes, sir. Captain, you. Not even a disobedient burdenbeast deserves to be devoured by starving beasts. Wouldn't you agree? All units, prepare to attack the demons. Yes, sir. 1 week later, Sami, Ursus border.
Just a little further, and we'll reach the border sentry outpost. And Sami is a short trek from there. This is as far as I can accompany you.
It's been a whole lot easier communicating with anyone from Ursus with you around.
Your Ursan isn't bad, although your accent is thick.
I doubt I'll be fixing that anytime soon. And I still have a lot to learn. Sometimes I can't understand a word you're saying, Mr. Ivan.
It's an obscure regional dialect. Not even other Ursus can understand me sometimes. I could teach you some on your next visit, if you're not so busy next time.
Really? That'd be wonderful, thanks.
You're very welcome. By the way, are you particularly familiar with Sammy?
Well, I've never used this route before, so not really. But I've heard it takes just as many supplies to get through Sammy as it does to enter the ice field. And there are fewer outposts there as you get nearer to the ice field. So restocking is difficult too.
Indeed. It is a savage place.
You don't seem to like it much, Mr. Iba.
Normally, there is a permanent garrison at every outpost on the Ursus border. But the Sammy, Ursus border, only has regular patrols. Can you guess why?
Does Ursus have some sort of dispute with Sammy?
The Sammy invaded Ursus territory and attacked our soldiers, all to satisfy their malicious, primitive desires. Even the sentry outpost up ahead was once occupied by the Sammy for no reason at all. We even so kindly helped them repel the demons before issuing a protest to reclaim our territory. But they refused to leave, and even harmed our soldiers. In the end, we had no choice but to drive them out with force.
Is that so? Is that so?
The barbarous Sami exacted their revenge by sending out a vengeful spirit we call the Witch. She killed every last soldier at the outpost, and has been wandering the border ever since. Whenever she runs across a small squad, she'll engulf them in a snowstorm before going in for the kill. But if she meets a larger force, she'll hide in the wind and snow. We can neither get rid of her nor chase her away, a real thorn in our side. In the end, our only option is to strengthen the border defenses with an elite patrol squad, simply to prevent the Sami from wreaking further havoc. You must also be careful when passing through Sami. The moment they spot an outsider, they will not stop until they rip out your throat to sip on your blood. Like the wild beasts swarming the snowfield. We can only keep them in check by force. Am I clear?
Why, yeah, you're clear.
Good. Let's hurry to the outpost and get some rest.
Is the monster still there? It's been driven off, so we should be safe for now. Wonderful. Hey, friends from Ursus, how is the situation over there? No casualties on our end. Freya, do you still have any extra water? Bring some for our Ursus friends. At once. That was a little dangerous earlier. If you guys haven't helped out, some of our fledglings here might already be on their way to meet the ancestors. Please, there's no need for that. We share a common enemy. Where are you people headed to next? We just happened to be passing by while performing our military duties. The people of Ursus Shore are stiff. We just fought demons, and you're still thinking about these military duties of yours. Your brothers must be exhausted. Come rest at our camp. Warm yourselves by the fire, and have some dried meat before hitting the road again, friend. Then, I suppose it would be rude to refuse. There's no need to be so polite. Freya, where's that water? I'm still patching someone up. Give me a moment. Forget about it then. We're bringing them back to camp for drinks. Suntoa.
What's wrong?
Double-check that there are no more demons in the area, while I take the wounded and our Ursus friends back to camp.
Got it. Then I'll return when I'm done. Remember to leave me a spot under the tree.
But of course. Get up, kiddos. Time to head home. Listen up, soldiers. Advance in formation.
Is this really a sentry outpost? It's so spacious. And this tree smack dab in the center. Does Ursus have a custom of planting trees in the middle of buildings, Mr. Ivan?
It was planted by the Sami, and has been dead for a long time. But fortunately, it's sturdy enough to act as a much-needed barrier out here in the snowfield. So we decided to let it stand rather than cutting it down for firewood.
There aren't any other trees in 100 miles. So why would they randomly plant one right in the middle of the snowfield?
I wouldn't know.
Can I collect some samples?
By all means. Ursan dialect, we've arrived at the Dead Tree Outpost. The witch has not bothered us.
Ursan dialect, we finished our investigation into the girl too. Her background is unremarkable, but we can make use of her expertise. Ursan dialect, the border guards will move to your position as soon as they can. They'll take the girl and pass her on to the investigation team. who need someone to guide them across the ice field. Ursan dialect your role ends there.
Ursan dialect understood. I'll go ahead and prepare the signal beacon to connect at any time. Ursan dialect, my apologies, little one.
My apologies. Friend, what are you doing? Lower your weapons. My duty is to expand our territory for His Majesty the Emperor. What? From today onwards, this too is Ursa's territory. No. What? What exactly do you mean? Did I not make myself clear, barbarian? This is the only settlement within 100 kilometers. Once we occupy it, Great Ursus will naturally be the master of this land. As this is now Ursus' territory, I must request that you leave. We've been living here for ages, while all you've done is plant a flag. What grounds do you have to claim this land as yours? Because we're here now. No more reason is needed. In honor of our friendship and mutual assistance against the demons, I'll give each of you the choices. Leave this place at once, or become subjects of Ursus. You and your people are excellent warriors, so our nation will gladly welcome you. You must learn to speak Ursan, wear Ursus clothing, and most importantly, abandon your abominable and heretical beliefs. Yeah, silently mount a spell. Caster, shut that witch up. Freya, don't do anything foolish, and don't even think about resisting. Speaking in Sami old tree, I plead you bear witness in my stead. Here, you leave me no choice. Friend, all units, attack.
Ursan dialect, please speak.
Ursan dialect, the wind from the direction of the border guard seems off, so there might be an incoming snowstorm. Find an open space to deploy a signal beacon for them, and upon making contact, take the target, and leave the area immediately.
Ursan dialect understood. I see you're done collecting samples.
This tree has some amazing properties. Biologically speaking, it's completely withered. But what's strange is how parts of it still feel alive and well. With more thorough research, I might even be able to publish a whole paper on it.
A great blessing to academia. No doubt. But there's a snowstorm coming, so you'd better go shelter in the outpost first.
Gotcha. You're not joining me, Mr. Ivan?
I'm going to go check the scale of the storm, so that if the weather worsens, we'll still have a chance to send for help.
Okay. Please have some of this before you go. I just heated up some water, so have a cup to warm yourself up.
That's all right. I'll be right back.
Mr. Iva, why am I hiding in here by the fire while he's hard at work outside? I'm an explorer, aren't I? How can I let my companion face this alone? Maybe I should, So, looks towards the window. Oh, my face hurts. The wind's kicking up. You need to be careful, Mr. Ivan. That's... Mr. Iva? No, that's not, that's...
A gust of wind keys up waves of snow, pouring towards the outpost. However, the waves seem to advance only sluggishly, at a controlled speed, as if commanded to do so. This is not an optical illusion caused by the distance, but the wind and snow are indeed following orders. They dare not let even a snowflake overtake their leader without permission. And she, currently leading the wind's charge, holds her scepter high as she slowly makes her way towards the outpost. One step, then another. Smooth, steady, unquestionable, until the land is buried beneath the wind and snow. Or so it might have gone. But Magellan welcomes this scene, more than anyone else on the northern frontier, because the woman walking amongst the ice, and snow is her best friend on the ice field.
Simba?
As her shout travels across the snow, Magellan clearly feels the wind subside. The waves of snow behind Simone vanish without a trace as she walks up to Magellan.
Hello, Magellan. Shouldn't you be out on an ice field expedition? What brings you here?
A professor I respect has gone missing out there, but Ursus blocked the route again? So I have to take the long way around. I warmed up some tea. Want some?
What? Thank you. Good luck. Here. So you want to enter the ice field from Sammy?
Right. Simone, you're a Sammy, right?
That I am.
Then you?
How could I possibly not help out a good acquaintance?
Okay, then I'll say goodbye to Mr. Ivan when he gets back, and then we can head it into Sammy. Although I've heard it's kinda primitive there, and really scary.
Is that what the Ursus messenger told you?
He also said there's a witch around here who attacks people for no reason, so I should be careful.
The Ursus are all like that. So what kind of person do you imagine this witch to be?
A little scary. Just like this tree. Ivan really seems to loathe Sammy, though. He was so upfront about it too.
Us Sammy hate the Ursus just as much.
Couldn't you just talk out this misunderstanding?
Because to them, conquest is far simpler than understanding. They may see just one annoying witch, but countless Sammy have already. No, it's getting late. Where did you say your friend was headed?
North, towards the snowstorm.
Wait here. I'll go help him out.
I think it's better if we go together.
Stay put, Magdalene. You're safer in here.
Okay then. Be careful out there, Simone. And be careful of the witch, yeah?
If she does show up, I'll be sure to stay far away from her. In the meantime, could you warm up some more tea?
And now I'm all alone again. I hope Mr. Ivan and Simone can get along out there. What do you think, Mr. Tree?
The ancient. Dead tree responds with silence.
How can they fight off a common enemy together 1 minute and go for each other's throats the next? Isn't cooperation obviously the better choice?
The venerable tree ponders for a moment, and decides to answer by smacking its withered branches together.
What about you, Mr. Tree? Did you come here to this snowfield all on your own because other people couldn't understand you?
The towering tree feels the question is difficult to answer, so chooses to remain silent.
You're right. That was a stupid question. But if possible, I still hope we can nod.
I'm that.
Sima? Oh, here's your tea.
Thank you.
So where's Mr. Ivan?
I looked where you told me to, but couldn't find the messenger you mentioned. The storm from the north is close. Perhaps he's already rendezvoused with the border guards he called for help, and taken refuge with them. Ursa's sentry outposts aren't sturdy enough to withstand a snowstorm this strong. This building will be completely crushed. We might also want to.
Wait just a bit longer? Mr. Ivan is a pretty experienced messenger, and we've known each other a long time, so I don't think he'd be caught by a snowstorm like this.
If you insist, just a bit longer. I'll let the old tree know that we're safe.
Simone, are you from around here?
It used to be my duty to protect this unchanging old tree. It may have transcended death, but failed to be remembered. And to think all this happened because of a moment of kind-heartedness. We sow good will only to reap evil. This is how the land does things.
So, that's why there's a witch roaming nearby?
Perhaps. It's about time. We'll be trapped in here if we don't get moving. What are you doing?
Finding a spot protected from the wind to leave a mark for him. I have to at least let him know I made it out safely. That should do it. I'm leaving, Mr. Iva. Goodbye.
Let's go, Magdalene.
The wind and snow seem so docile when I'm with you, Simone.
Just a little arts I happen to know.
That communicator on your shoulder. I feel like I've seen it somewhere before.
This? I bought it from the Ursus. It works quite well. Do you need one?
Holombian communicators are way easier to use than Ursus ones. Simo,
Yes.
I need to apologize to you for. I hope you won't get angry.
I won't know until I hear it.